wrestling fans, the brand split is ended. The shakeup is done. WWE tonight gave Smackdown Live its greatest acquisition. WWE tonight gave Smackdown Live the future of WWE. Gave Smackdown Live the greatest superstar in WWE today. I could go on with so many other things that Michael Cole and Tom Phillips and Corey Graves and Byron Saxton and every other announcer that Vince McMahon and everybody else in the back in the gorilla position would feed them. I, for one, am going to tell you right now, let's slow your roll with that. Now, with that being said, I know a lot of you are going to look at Roman Reigns being the greatest acquisition in SmackDown Live history and Roman Reigns being the top acquisition for SmackDown as a horrible thing, as a bad thing, because it paints a red flag. It paints death warrant sentence burial for everybody on the blue brand. I am going to try and not look at it in that way. I really am. I'm going to try and not look at it in that perspective. I mean, seriously, we all in the wrestling community should try and not look at it in such a negative crap light. Seriously. I mean, look, if you are one of those people, well, first of all, before I get into that, become a subscriber today. Hit the bell button. And, of course, leave me a like and a comment down below. And follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby. And go back and watch anything you've missed on the channel right now. But if you are one of those people, think of it this way. Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. What would be the first thing he would go after? The Universal Championship, more than likely. And if you are a fan of Seth Rollins, there's a big chance Seth Rollins would drop that Universal Championship to Roman Reigns in a second. How many more times could we see Roman Reigns face Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Almighty Cringely, amongst others? I mean, seriously, enough is enough. It is dead. It is time for something different. For the big dog. Now, this does give somebody like Lars Sullivan to rival with as well, since how both of them are on SmackDown Live. And I want you to realize something, wrestling fans. Braun Strowman. You saw the rivalry with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. And I know Braun Strowman is dwindling at the bottom of the gutters. But when he was not dwindling at the bottom of the gutters, you saw how that did help him for a short time period. What if a rivalry between Lars Sullivan and Roman Reigns hits, and that helps Lars Sullivan? He gets a win over Roman Reigns. Think of it that way. For those of you that are fans of Lars Sullivan, okay? Sure, there will be things that fans will come on here and absolutely cringe about. But we do that anyway, every single week. So what's new? But moving on with the Smackdown Live, okay? And speaking of Smackdown Live, we have an already member of the New Day, which I for one, am seeing Kevin Owens sooner rather than later turning heel. And the only reason why he didn't do it tonight is because they were in Montreal and it was a superstar shakeup, and they are waiting till next week to start building to the pay-per-view. And honestly, I can see Kevin Owens facing Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. It only makes sense. He's an honorary member. What if this continues next week? Huh? What if this does? Finn Balor. Now, he's the Intercontinental Champion. Now, if I remember correctly, I thought he dropped the IC strap to Andrade Cien Almas last night on Monday Night Raw. I could be wrong by that. I could be making a mistake by that. But if I remember correctly, he dropped the IC strap to Andrade. And if he did, wrestling fans, why in the world is he carrying the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown Live? Oh, wait. Is that because Samoa Joe is supposed to be on Monday Night Raw and he didn't show up? At least that's what rumors was. So they switched the mid-card titles. That's pretty much what that's stating. You notice we didn't see Samoa Joe on SmackDown Live tonight. Whatever. If I'm correct on that, you make absolutely 0 cents. WWE. 0. It's like you're telling your fans we are stupid. Okay? Dumb. Yes. You're hearing one of my friends in the background. Dirt-da-durs. Charlotte versus Carmella. Charlotte's back in action, and she beats Carmella. Buries Carmella. Hey, we all knew this was going to happen. Does anybody care? I know I don't, and I'm sure you don't either. Kairi Sane, Asuka, Ember Moon, and Bayley took on the Iconics. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I think it's pretty much a painted picture we're going to see Kairi Sane and Asuka sooner rather than later take those titles away from the Iconics. Oh, and by the way, WWE, last week, you must think we're dumb, because last week you had Paige cut a promo stating that the tag titles were going to be on the line tonight. And what did you give us instead? An 8-woman tag team matchup. Jeez. Congratulations, Ember Moon and Bayley. You got away from Monday Night Raw. I hope Ember Moon and Bayley eventually get a title shot in the future, because they weren't doing jack crap on Monday Night Raw. Anyway, moving on with the rest of this show, which really didn't amount to much. You want to know the truth? I didn't notice that Sheamus was not with Cesaro in the promo and backstage. Where was he tonight? I really don't know. I don't know if he was one of the people that had trouble with travel in Montreal or what, but he wasn't around, or if he got traded to Monday Night Raw and it was just not announced. So I have to wait and see what all that was about. Anyway, the New Day and Kevin Owens beat Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rusev. Whatever. Who cares? This is pretty much the Superstar Shakeup. Not bad. You know, I mean, when you really think about it, Monday Night Raw did get the better, as they always do. They always really get the better end of the bargain. However, when we really look at what Smackdown Live does, they always utilize their talents better than what Monday Night Raw does. So, we have to wait and see what happens in the future. But as of right now, we have Kairi Sane, we have Bayley, we have Ember Moon, Lars Sullivan, and Roman Reigns. Those were the big names that was dragged upon SmackDown Live in this Superstar Shakeup. What WWE will do with them remains to be seen. But this has been your review of the Superstar Shakeup, SmackDown Live. Night 2, the final night of the Superstar Shakeup. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.